All right, guys. You know what's missing in baseball today? I'll tell you what's missing. A lot of what's missing is kind of the fun. It's the variety. It's the whole like we're going to do things differently type way. I was checking out the Boston Globe on June 1st, 1949. We'll switch over to this here. And I saw this front page article. So we'll go ahead and give you the proof. Here you go. Boston Daily Globe. Wednesday morning, June 1st, 1949. The picture here is of a very poor 14-year-old girl. She doesn't look 14 to me, who has a body cast on because she was she stabbed? Yes, she was injured in school mystery. So we're not going to read about that. It is a mystery. It's a mystery why they have a picture of her with a chest cast on. That's kind of a strange thing to have on the front page of the paper. Anyway, so this is the story here. The Boston newspapers, it's not like this in 1908, but once you get to at least the post-World War II era, probably a little bit before that too, you start getting some pretty interesting articles. Managers differ in playing game, and here's proof. Variety is the spice of Boston baseball. The nutmeg that comes out of the Fenway Park shaker will never be confused with the pepper that flows from the Braves Field mill. The difference can be attributed only to the philosophies of the managers Joe McCarthy and Billy Southworth. Here's one for those of you, by the way, who are talking about park effects and what impact they have. As the Braves will demonstrate in the homestand they open against the Pirates tonight, Boston baseball goes from one extreme to the other, from big inning baseball to the play for one-run variety. McCarthy plays drums. Southworth likes flutist. Liking the thunder of long hits, McCarthy manages a team as if he were playing kettle drums, which is spelled wrong. But Southworth, preferring delicacy, runs a club like a flutist, producing more thrills than if he were providing the obligato for Lily Pons in the mad scene from Lucia. Don't really know what that refers to. That's fine. As diplomats, McCarthy would wield the big stick, while Southworth would be as subtle and indirect as Machiavelli, and that is the drawing you have here, which also just so happens to be what I've chosen for the thumbnail for this video. McCarthy is Richard the Lion-Hearted, cutting the iron mace with his two-fisted broadsword, while Southworth is the crafty Saladin, deftly cutting the veil with his razor-sharp scimitar. There is more than one way to win a pennant, and as Southworth and McCarthy may again demonstrate this season. Baseball men like to say managers differ in handling men, not in playing the game. Applesauce. Southworth and McCarthy use nearly opposite tactics and strategy. Or why did the Braves lead the league in sacrifices last season and the Red Sox finished last in theirs? Asked if they would bunt with men on first and second in the fourth inning, nobody out, and the number 6 hitter at bat, they probably would answer, McCarthy, what for? Southworth, of course. McCarthy did not have the Red Sox sacrifice in perhaps 8 bunt situations on their home stand. He played for the long hit in the big inning nearly always, letting his players hit the 3-1 and 2-0 cripple, and often letting them hit the 3-0 hospital case, often is spelled incorrectly. Southworth is much less liberal. Braves players say he sometimes wants them to take the first pitch even with the bases full, which today is like starting a sprint standing up. We'll go ahead and finish this. Ted would bunt under Southworth. In general, it may be said that Southworth squeezes the so-called percentages until they groan, while McCarthy practically snubs them. This is great writing. Southworth rests his starting pitchers 3 days, but McCarthy rests his 4, 5, and even 6 days. Southworth relieves his starters much quicker than does McCarthy. 10 Braves starters have been lifted before pitching 5 innings, only 6 Sox starters. To Southworth, a lineup is a shirt that has to be changed daily, but to McCarthy, it is something to be cling to like a dogma. That's kind of the way that I do lineups, isn't it? What would happen if Southworth and McCarthy swapped ball clubs and ballparks? That's easy. With men on first and second and nobody out, Williams under Southworth would be bunting, while Stanky and McCarthy would be swinging for the railroad tracks. So there you have it. That is what we're missing in baseball today. I realized that as I came across that article and was reading it. The thing that we're missing in baseball is that kind of color, that kind of flavor, and that kind of fun. I mean, can you think of any team in the major leagues today that plays like a station-to-station heavy on bunting type ball game? No. Can you think of any team that prefers to put out pitchers and leave them out there for better or for worse? No. Can you think of any team that just sticks with the same lineup game in, game out, whether they're righty or lefty pitchers they're facing? No. Right? Everybody does it the same way today, but as you can see here, back in 1949, there was not only a difference in the game, there was a difference in the same city. And as I said, as much as you want to say that, well, Braves Field was a pitcher's park and Fenway Park was a hitter's park, It's kind of true, but some of it does have to do with managerial strategy and the way that they approach the game. This is that thing that I keep arguing, by the way, that gets the sabermetrics people upset with me and gets me flamed on Twitter. You've seen, perhaps, my earlier videos on the subject. Park factors are not quite that simple, and there's a lot of other stuff that's going on that you don't always realize. Anyway, there you have it. That's the difference between McCarthy and Southworth. What a real interesting article and a very, very well-written piece of literature here by Harold Casey, which otherwise would have probably been lost to the world. Thank you for newspapers.com for preserving this one for all of us to read today. I'll talk with you later. Bye-bye.